Power Talks.
Power Talks.
Yes, guys, get ready. Our aim is to ignite transformation in your life. Each episode, we bring you actionable nuggets of information that you can apply same day. So get ready to step into purpose and make a lasting impact.
Alpha.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I am loving these little short segments, and I want to talk about slowing down. So as you know, there's this thing where a lot of us, especially entrepreneurs, business owners, leaders, whatever you're doing, you can sometimes be so driven, so ambitious, and so committed to getting things done that you actually may move faster than you should. And one of the skills that a child of God must have, especially when you are kind of called into the marketplace, business, and so forth, you have to be able to, if you're a child of God, right? I'm talking to the children of God, or those of you who are on the journey, you want to know more. You have to learn how to slow down and how to hear from God while you're on the move. There are so many times where you'll feel like you have to act right away, like you have to respond quickly. But one of the skills that we must learn is how to slow down and how to listen for the voice of the Lord, even when all we hear is noise and people are looking at us, waiting for directions, waiting for instructions, and so forth. And we feel as though we have to perform. So I'm going to let you hear something really quickly about a guy who focused too much on responding and getting the job done rather than listening for the voice of the Lord. Here you go. Check it out.
Saul was a young man when he began as king. He was king over Israel for many years. Saul conscripted enough men for 3 companies of soldiers. He kept 2 companies under his command at Michmash and in the Bethel Hills. The other company was under Jonathan at Gibeah in Benjamin. He sent the rest of the men home. Jonathan attacked and killed the Philistine governor stationed at Gibeah. When the Philistines heard the news, they raised the alarm. The Hebrews are in revolt. Saul ordered the reveille trumpets blown throughout the land. The word went out all over Israel. Saul has killed the Philistine governor, drawn first blood. The Philistines are stirred up and mad as hornets. Summoned, the army came to Saul at Gilgal. The Philistines rallied their forces to fight Israel. 3 companies of chariots, 6 companies of cavalry, and so many infantry they looked like sand on the seashore. They went up into the hills and set up camp at Michmash, east of Bethaven. When the Israelites saw that they were way outnumbered and in deep trouble, they ran for cover, hiding in caves and pits, ravines and brambles and cisterns, wherever. They retreated across the Jordan River, refugees fleeing to the country of Gad and Gilead. But Saul held his ground in Gilgal, his soldiers still with him, but scared to death. He waited 7 days, the time set by Samuel. Samuel failed to show up at Gilgal, and the soldiers were slipping away right and left. So Saul took charge. "Bring me the burnt offering and the peace offerings." He went ahead and sacrificed the burnt offering. No sooner had he done it than Samuel showed up. Saul greeted him. Samuel said, "What on earth are you doing?" Saul answered, "When I saw I was losing my army from under me, and that you hadn't come when you said you would, and that the Philistines were poised at Michmash, I said, the Philistines are about to come down on me in Gilgal, and I haven't yet come before God asking for his help. So I took things into my own hands and sacrificed the burnt offering." "That was a fool thing to do," Samuel said to Saul. "If you had kept the appointment that your God commanded, by now God would have set a firm and lasting foundation under your kingly rule over Israel. As it is, your kingly rule is already falling to pieces. God is out looking for your replacement right now. This time, he'll do the choosing. When he finds him, he'll appoint him leader of his people. And all because you didn't keep your appointment with God." At that, Samuel got up and left Gilgal. What army there was left followed Saul into battle. They went into the hills from Gilgal toward Gibeah in Benjamin. Saul looked over and assessed the soldiers still with him. A mere 600.
Hey guys, so That was 1 Samuel 13, verses 1 through 15, for those of you who want to do your own study look up. And that was in the Message version. So anyway, long story short, guys, one of the reasons why Saul's kingdom was shortened and affected was because he decided to do things his own way. In this particular story, he was commanded to wait for Samuel to come to offer the sacrifices. But because Samuel didn't come at the time that Saul expected him to be there, Saul went ahead and offered the sacrifices. Samuel was like, hold up, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, I gave you an instruction. And because Saul was king, he was kind of used to just doing things on his own. But the difference between just a regular king versus a godly king is that a godly king waits for instruction. And the kings were supposed to partner with the prophets, who were the ones who heard from God directly. And they spent time in the presence of the Lord. I'm talking about the prophets. And this is the reason why David was such a standout king, is because he had that relationship with the Lord and he really walked out that kingship. So he was able to do both. And one of the things that we must do, children of God, is learn how to wait, how to hear God in the marketplace, how to hear God when it's noise, how to hear God when we have people depending on us, how to hear God when everything around us is noisy. You have to allow the Lord to give you instruction, because what happened in this particular scenario is that he ended up being torn from a position, having his kingdom forfeited spiritually because he didn't follow the instruction. And I just want to focus on this specific story because there's another thing that he did as well. But just here, he was afraid. He was waiting for the people. It was noisy. It was the war was raging. It was a lot of stuff. A lot of things were dependent upon his instruction, his response. And he took it into his own hands. Literally, that's what he said. You know, that's paraphrased because that's the Message version. But literally, Saul was like, okay, you know what? Samuel's not here. I got to just execute. Let me just get this done. Don't move so fast. We need to learn how to slow down. Like, trust me, I get it. As a business owner, as a leader, parent, whatever you are, whatever leadership position you're in, sometimes you can feel like pressure is on you. You have to perform. But you have to let people know, like, yo, just give me a second. Like, I'm looking to hear from the Lord. I need the best instruction, because if I move too fast, it affects everybody, not just you. So I encourage you guys to just slow down and wait for the Lord. Look for instructions. Trust that he will lead you and guide you. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. And you'll do well. And remember that you are Alpha. Hey guys, thank you for joining us on Power Talks, brought to you by the Alpha Talk family. We hope you enjoyed the show, so please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends, family, and community. We want to hear from you. Connect with us on social media to share your thoughts and suggestions for future episodes. Your engagement is what drives us forward. Remember, true power comes from taking action. This is Power Talks, so signing off until next time. Keep seeking, keep growing, and remember that you are Alpha.
Alpha.